All right, switching gears now, taking a live look at our radar tracking the tropics. And yeah, it still seems a little busy out there, but hopefully Tropical Storm Lee in the Atlantic Ocean won't be making its way towards us.
Yes, I was actually just thinking recently that we just saw Idalia. It would be so awesome if we don't see another storm. Well, let's get a check now with our weather meteorologist. Tony Chivaroli joins us. And Tony, the tropics have a little bit of activity, but tell us more about how that might impact us here in the Midlands.
Well, it's still going to be something we need to have our eyes on this week because basically it's going to be still going across the Atlantic where ocean waters are warm enough. This is going to be the peak hurricane season getting into early September. And this is what we see with Lee. As of right now, could just be skirting to the north of the Greater and Lesser Antilles, missing a lot of nations there down to the south. But look at this. Look at this track and, of course, the intensity as it works to ramp up. And as of right now, going on towards the second half of the upcoming weekend has the potential going into, of course, a realm where it could stay very stable and work on into a powerful hurricane, Category 4 strength. Look at that. But even though, of course, it seems and is seemingly targeting the southeastern U.S., as of right now, we're going to be looking to see a front that will be, of course, pushing through and will likely send this storm, getting shortly after, further to the north, keeping it away from the southeastern U.S. But, of course, this is going to be something for you. We're making sure to track, and we're going to be keeping up with as we basically settle into the later phases of this week and we get a better idea of a likely northward turn based on current projections. But bear with us as we, of course, keep our eyes out in the Atlantic. And as we get locally, again, into the tidbits, we're going to see more of these heat index numbers making that push, getting towards 100 degrees. This is going to be, of course, something where we're not just getting back to heat. You know, the high temperatures around 95, but yes, the humidity holds steady, and that's why we get the feel like temp above 100. Again, for today, it is not seasonable. It's definitely above average, but we got to deal with that. And then we go back to those storm chances as temperatures get back to more in the way of average levels later on towards Friday, getting into the upcoming weekend where we don't just see cloud cover, but also some of those rain chances bumping up a little bit. And that is going to be something we combine together and see with our front that is going to be passing through in the near future. As we get right now into the morning and afternoon, we see the clouds giving way to the hazy sun. It's going to be a pretty simplistic day as long as you're doing your best to stay cool because of what we're going to get with the high temperatures around, yes, the mid-90s, and again, that heat index rising, but not much in the way of any rain threats, no storm threats. So that is why, of course, it's a little bit more simple. We're not even really seeing much in the way of gusty winds for this one. For Thursday, starting to kick up will be winds out of the south and west, so advecting, being pushed by winds up into the Midlands will be a little more moisture. And watch this. As we get further into the afternoon here, you can start to see little bits of projected precipitation popping up in our futurecast. It's not going to be that much, but it's still going to be something to think about, especially if you have, of course, any late night plans getting into Thursday, even Thursday evening, maybe try to make a late run out to the store. Our western viewing area, as of right now, has the best shot of seeing a couple downpours and storms, so be mindful of that. That's going to be the initial push of what we're trying to get at with this front moving its way into the state. But that breaks up late overnight. It'll still be there, so don't be caught off guard by rumbles of thunder. A couple very late downpours. Potential is there. Now for Friday morning, still going to see that around, but it dips back a little bit and then tries to dip back up into the afternoon, or rise back up, I should say, after dipping. And then we see more in the way of the middle of the day, getting towards Saturday too. Just these continuous rounds of some isolated storm potential with a bit more cloud cover that, of course, will dip back those high temperatures. Today, nothing to really impede that, though, in the way of rain. You know, a few clouds here and there, but we get back to more of the hazy sun. Projected highs near in the mid-90s. Heat index of 102. That reminder again, the snacking cast, because I want to make sure you're just, eating healthy out there, keeping your bodies right, just to get through a little bit more of these hotter days as we're still lasting on to September. Going on, keeping, of course, yourselves hydrated too. Replacing the electrolytes good. Overnight lows back to the low 70s. And that, of course, is crucial during the overnight periods and morning, so when it's a bit more comfy. Getting back to 95 tomorrow, but we will work to see some of those clouds try to increase later into the day. The rain chances bumping back in, and that's something we don't lose with a likely stalled out front getting towards the South Carolina coast, helping to drop back our temperatures too to kickstart the weekend.